Abusia ene Nana Akomea wone Kwesi Pratt wonom ekohia ewo kwame Sefa kan dwumadie so ewo kokroko mekire Peace FM na ohwe enkomo a na ekoso na Kwesi Pratt wono de wo kire se Ghana ye moka bia Bank of Ghana moka bia frise wono de ohwa sika bi omo de awura baabi no ne nyina ye Ghana ho yie die ntira ompese Ghana koso nti no mo de sika na kohye baabi omo pese dollar no ejina yie nti no mo de akohye baabi nti se nei se omo de akakohye baabi a eye oman no ho kan ko no ma ye nti ade nti na MPP4 esese omo ka se bia Bank of Ghana boka ana se oman Ghana boka nti ono de wo hunu se ye ka bia neno na Nana Akomea eba be yi atum se na MPP pen so de wo hunu se eye ka but ene NDC pen so de enye ka ene de omo de boa oman no na obisasa Kwesi Pratt se ono ye PRO de ma NDC ni Bank of Ghana ana se ya ono de ade na chia wo NDC pen so a o se etene na emum MPP pen so de ene na chia nene Nana Akomea ene Kwesi Pratt wo ho de in fact wono mo chi ya me papa o de nya daje na yentie dwumade ne se de si course wo Peace FM na no pai bo mo de ansa wo be like video ya mame bo mo de ansa wo be share ni titro fo adwen kire bra na yenhua de
Kwame
Nana
Bank of Ghana in semi so okay say Kwame say Bank of Ghana ye juma funnel inflation so mo ye juma say be bo Ghana inflation who buy wo Ghana so ne be ya nkosro pi ana so mo ye juma bia be boa Ghana economy no a no mo ye say juma na ekebi be mo a central bank PA we are seeing ya omo di say juma yi tori bia omo boka so obakai English memu Britain ta yakofa Ghana ni bi mo be di finance minister so okay
Kwesi kwatin
e ma ye nyia ye ni je ho pa na so odi ne see sa time no omo de hihye bi ba ya pound sterling no a crash in so okay Bank of Ghana boka samre said to save the British pound enti bank central banks we are seeing here omo di say juma no to bi omo boka enti nka Bank of Ghana nso aboka nka nya hwe
nya simbia
but unim Kwame okay Governor Addison
very well immediate past governor
so ne brand kebi buy na Dr. Addison bank no mo kire say samre no COVID no ne sa Ukraine in tokwa Russian tokwa na economy no ekọ ahun hie mo pa international Bank of Ghana ebemu to save the economy sa time no a fan of fuel a fan of oil no electricity na niema pi bia na ekochima tinese omo bemu omo boka 60 billion samre no so kind of you mandisi for kan e be cross governor no yenche no ase me se me be kan and some to force in the pump for kan ya ho be true it's just 2-3 years ago so enti e busu apenyi
Nana
and until no Bank of every central bank omejuma omo yen to be a kabam so na kabam mumre bia etwa mi so udum sema mo amukan enti enano muso mo akwa boka so mo muso mo obi ankan enti problem no wo say wo no wadwen da form tie ukwa ya kutu nkrofo no fo kutu amfo why and then no tie isamni pia ena amomo ho akire omo de nya agina omo nsam omo kekan yo ena hwedum so ya abe so kai nsam omo kan time light off so kai so kai na woso
na so kasa na so ka obi ye nipa nan ne odem ha ana ye num ona ye nya na kasa ana ye tiefu
nti onkrofo no wahu Mobile galamsey someone mo katre Ghana for na president would to me bia the beja betia galamsey no ba so yes state of emergency we mobile still like galamsey na cost nti na mo nsem na mo kika ye eno na ye problem no enye so be time openyi nti kwa kutu omfo Bank of Ghana BoG camera maybe a chairman and say Muslim bida. Nse na must push a car modiaba. Kwame na will be sa the quantum in himself American will treat
Nedodo
na openyi can say na Bank of Ghana can run no crime. Minority funds on ya drain ya no mo nya drain. Yanso figures na Bank of Ghana and Kasa edi abano. Kwame. Report na Bank of Ghana di abano. Almost say open market operations. Almost boka 15.6 billion. Almost say almost the boss in who buying and inflation.
15.6 billion.
And normal boss I cannot to bring inflation down to 3.5%. And I found the boss in who buying. Then open market operations. And we come boy a 15.6 billion. But come statement no man kasa the buy and one. Your free BB other comprehensive income. Other comprehensive income in the year. Businesses be a Bank of Ghana. Say be a bank hospital.
Okay.
Any juma be no me say be omo ye. I know your core business. Nti no friend no other comprehensive income. Because I know your core. And so omo boka 19.32. A one statement no. Ode 19.32 yomo boka on the other comprehensive income. Now they can normal ball on operational aid, no friend almost 15.6 now. I got 34.95. And no man can almost statement on the buy, no more can say almost ton yen gold. 13 tons of saying Omunya 9.57 billion
dollars or cedis?
Cedis.
Okay.
So man tons are gold now. We use 9.57 now man ton gold now. I can in 44.5 billion. That is it.
In say it is more than they say they have.
It is more than normal accounting standards or more use no. Bank na accounting standards no. I'm saying no the omonfa enkan kanu. A car mo on the other comprehensive income. It is almost side businesses. I want my statement no more. Any gold no more ton. I'm on fenka. But those international finance reporting standards, I say mo the count. Into the anumia kahua a canoba 44.5 billion.
I must say 44.5 say numpoa steady stabilization aba inflation aba from it's a price to pay. Say near Joe Jackson car for example say it was a necessary expense. I will say your boss akano. Yeah, the boy yes
na openyi kasa no see na maybe 2020 60 billion na abaye ya 15 or 44 I say that forget the fan put 44 and you omobo card maybe 60 billion Kwame openyi tama ye dia o man e hye mon semo no na sa 60 billion no in 2022, I reduced to about 9 billion in 2024. So check it. From 60 billion in 2022, 2023, it came to 13.
Still losses.
And at 2024, me share projection. 2024 about 9.49. And a more pager. Edico 44. Now, Kwame, we say am inflation is stable na CD no so aye. Kwame.
No.
Between 2022 and 2024, the Bank of Ghana reduced inflation, almost inflation, so from 54 to 23.
Yeah.
Meboa.
Okay.
Same open market operations here. And I see the no. Now what they know, a pager from 17 to 14 point baby.
0.7.
0.2.7. Yeah, boss okay. 44 billion. Yeah, boss can.
Ain't you some you can say bank the bank beats me a boca, but it's a quantum. And now
is the
test will be
no quantum of losses are better and 9.49 billion.
But there had been 60 before. That
it was down. 60 in 2022. And improvement the buy so from 60 the following year reduced to 13.23. And the following year, which was 2024, they reduced it to 9.49. More say about pager, a call. More say inflation. But inflation is no. Yes, yeah. A Bank of Ghana so from 54 to 23. I am boss account. CD no so na ho no. A pager from 17 and I'm $1 na ho 17 to 14 point BB. Time you do manage share I am Bank of Ghana boss account. But Kwame, Musi a capia mo boy a mamo the inflation about 3.5. Mo the CD no from 14.7 no. Say about best 10 or say 11. But Kwame, sa inflation ya king. Meme ni one cry nam ye baby no. Aye ni betria sai kawe. Inflation at yensen. At yensen Kwame. Oh about university.
Yeah.
Kwame bisa oh about university.
Yeah.
Do your hostel fees. Me boy. One kasa hostel fee la would tria for this year. Any inflation 3% no. Is it the same?
Nana, they are okay.
Oh, won't you say? Some inflation about 3.5.
But it doesn't affect everything.
It doesn't.
But for my, it doesn't mean say it affects everything. Some things can
That is
go
what-
up, but it's a statistical average
Yes.
based on the number of things, items which are put in a basket.
Did
So
I
it
make,
is possible for inflation to come down, for hostel fees to go
Go
up.
up.
but Kwesi Pratt.
Pure economics.
Kwesi Pratt.
Yes, sir.
You find some mean economics. Own why economics.
So,
But me so was pure economics. Just a
I
me
say pure
Then now
economics.
the
Yeah, and your problem.
problem.
me wie yo. So nka to book kakra nka me wie me nka hostel fees nko a. You find say we say hostel fee and come basket no. Electricity aye. Kwesi, electricity aye.
Calm down.
I think
Electricity has come down.
Yes.
Hey.
PRC reduce here.
Electricity is high.
Everything.
Where is yours? Open my Ghana for both.
So you end out to
Open my Ghana for
no,
both.
no, no, no. Any water in there. They announce it.
Open my Ghana for both.
Oh, no.
Eti Kwesi we see inflation no electricity a electricity nka ho.
Enti, Nana,
Me bisa electricity ka ho ana nka ho.
But you want to be some Nti nya wo kan say figures na statistical service dey buy no anya no program bongo statistical service wo.
Debi me nka sa.
Wo ma di intro na.
Debi me nka
Because
sa.
statistical service
No, me nka sa.
inflation you reducing it to 3.2. 3%, that's the last figure I saw.
Yes.
Where we?
Aya nukra na say nya nukra. That's all.
Where we?
Yeah, nukra.
Kwame you say when I be some say na me you
Yeah,
are.
nah.
Kwame.
Yes.
Na Kwesi can me who me nka say statistical service figures na wrong. Maka.
There be.
Oh, Kwame na bisa me say. na sika yi ekapia Bank of Ghana akoboy almost see in no eye if some inflation about 3.5 nam see you mati na ankra to say me ne wono sa 3 a car ya bought to bring inflation to 3.5 you know how does it affect us?
And I can say basket one we use for inflation. And you be bit.
But then you one item per number. Maybe.
Okay.
And mean can't say statistical service normal can no crime cancer. Me say I'm looking at the if cause who come beside me. So I almost say a can cause you can't car Bank of Ghana abo. And I say I can me no be betray. And I'm say I can no boy you know. I might a nema boy. Said a name of cost run. I reduce it to 3.5. It may share near my boy because my young for swar. And I'm because my young for swar. Ultimate me tree.
But near man, I'll share the one our basket and our statistical service usually here.
Maybe my ball electricity.
Okay. Me meaning basket. Meaning
my ball water.
Nisio Kanya.
Rent.
Me who no.
Share maybe Titeshi. Chamber and hall Teshi. Na yet 1,000 cedis busome. Me drive at Titeshi.
Okay.
2025, ya tum ko 1,200 cedis. That's 20%. 20%. Seminar me medicine ya my sunlight. Me papa free school mremunya me percent. Also pay well. Okay. Mati. Kwesi the minimum seminar this in but
don't touch me.
Oh boy.
Na no cry say by you. Sound of person to a catch. Nana, I patch you na see from.
This is your they don't touch me. Remember the sunlight they see me there.
Nana you na see from.
Opinion also the sunlight they see me there. Kwame.
Nana.
Last month sunlight soap na 5 cedis in ton. Last week, Mekwa Kotobi, 7 cedis. That's about 40% increase. So, sachet water. NAI. Sachet water. Check it. Transport. Transport fares. And then Accra to Kumasi. VIP, which is the largest transport company in this country, from 120 to 150. Check the percentage. So, into bisa say, a car yakobwa tuwe. Me new betray. Normal see you been home for so inflation. Any CD na can count. Me share ground na. My bra bomunu me who impact no. Because Nyema Bobia Kosro is more than 3.5%. BBR. So, sa a CDA dollar is here Jinafa Kwame.
Yes.
Unim the immediate effect. Ema imports. AFO.
Nyama ye crab.
Nyama ye crab free a brochure eba AFO. Chen nyama ye wa memo. Na me the import figures for the last quarter 2025 and export figures na meaning say o topic kan but me for the amount. Import figures for last quarter 2025 against exports nyama ye de kwa brochure. You'll be shocked. And then so no Kwame omodi new BBB estimate be about potom say AI. I'm a port duties. It be cost by 100%. Anakwame boa. Well, over 100% port duties. It is our port duties, yeah. A cost by 100%, 50%. And then no bar. So come no nebeton.
Yeah.
It reflects in the prices. Now, Kwame, I'm a dream who said, it is our Bank of Ghana at the opinion engine to see 15 billion a kaya boy. to bring the CD, the dollar from 14 to
14.7. Say, interbank is almost 12 cedis.
Kwame, the dollar any CD asemi. Dodoona jina exports and imports over exports. Nyema ye kra. Any nyema ye ton amanone. Imbalance no. Nema demand because no obia ampe dollar so they go kotoni them. Ye $1 near their cranium. Anambwa. Check it. Akoko. Emo. Ni nsuo kra ye kra. Esitri. Kwame na me dream who say sa 15 billion so je openyi busan penyi ni bank of Ghana 15 almost 16 billion CDC. What do you say more than $1 billion?
Yeah, by Bank of Ghana standards.
Yeah, even Bank of Ghana raised more than $1 billion. Now me dream who say Yakoya sugar factory or commander $30 million. Yentimi Emma sa factory ni juma. She says you're saying another 20 was 30 million. Near the outgrowers or maybe GSC train. Nansana factory na juma. Better ne factory biano 2016. John Muhammad Kobiano.
Tell him says our factory and yadi be.
But because you need outgrowers new.
Yeah.
Yes, here another 20 to 30 million to organize the outgrower. Kwame, sugar ye import to Omemuha bear $100 million afibia. Tiana me dream who say, hey, Nintisa over $1 billion yeah. Yadi open market operations, they are support to $1. Senka yadi a bit ye pay kakrabe 30-40 bidi ko ye outgrow ama ashidi buyer. Senka factory be ye juma man save $100 million.
Well,
and in Kenka.
Nana.
Inti Kwame.
Medansi.
Because unimre, but depending on baby Ujina, Bank of Ghana here 15. Meanwhile, Omar Soma report to say in other income almost sign losses. But I know the almost can operating loss no. Yeah, say I saw the count because in a loss.
In January 44.
Now almost time ton gold near there 200 Japadia no almost ton. And so munya 9 billion. We hear no so free more. This loss no call. 44 because gold no more turn on the count na omunya 15.8 no. O de nya account one. But pam no tram no. The impact on the ordinary Ghanaian. Now me can sure say. Sika ya spendi ka ya BoG di say the year inflation say the year dollar. And who so and say still a niema boa kosro for ankrank to 7 million quad on almost anything. A bro, sa 3.5.
Nana Abigail says something is really not adding up, Chairman General. Old Squadron says long talk, no fiber. Says this one says they are always talking about rice and oil. Yesterday in the market, a small tuber of yam puna was 70 cedis. I'd have liked to know, say, Kanina at the same and say about 70 cedis. If the economy is good, why are workers' allowances due them since last year not being paid? What kind of good economy is this? And then this one from Eric Amponsa, tax expert, says, I have listened to the opinions of Professor Bokping, Joe Jackson, and Professor Gachi. One clear point is that Bank of Ghana made a loss in 2025, and that has always been the case. What has changed is the fact that BoG mopped up excess liquidity from the market instead of leaving it so that then commercial banks can take advantage of it and make money. That would have led to an increase in GDP, and so I think the Bank of Ghana should let the forces of demand and supply determine the actual value of the cedi. Eric Amponsa, tax expert. On paper, the picture of our economy looks very good to the eyes and sounds sweet to the ears. In reality, we are found wanting. We are not being told the truth. Odeshi Ajabeng in Hacho. Kwesi Mpachobrem.
Kwame.
Yes, Kwesi.
Mr. Sen, be chima drink kakra.
Hare.
Chima drink pa because politicians ni omo ye. Min tiasi.
Hare.
Because Kwame, me know ye ina nim say. So wo hwe Ghana and she wo ho a. Bank of Ghana is supposed to be independent of government.
Supposed.
Exactly.
Supposed, but is it?
The Bank of Ghana, according to our laws, regulations, and so on, does not take instructions from government. When it comes to its operations, it is independent or supposed to be independent. And in your politicians, you say, breso, ekoye, muma breso, ankoye, yaya breso, ankoye, muma breso, ekoye, ni adiano. Politicians, omo catch is a sanshi shene, omo ndiswana. Omo catch.
Oh, na say obvious omo ndiso.
Nti ya jia tumu se sheye, ya sheda ye, se ni ebe ye isika samni be koye no. Politicians ine ndiso, ya jia tumu sana.
Omo ndiso.
Nti ya jintumu sa zo.
Menka se ya jintumu batomo ndiso.
And Kwame, I said, maybe in the make. Say parties meaning now. And she say, yes, say, and fancy a some Bank of Ghana and fan regulatory Sikasam, the Omundi so dear. And I am sorry, I said, maybe
only say a press conference or send a Bank of Ghana, but majority of parliament in the here. And a minority so bet to goom.
Because the Bank of Ghana is supposed to be independent.
But is it?
Say independent there. And the Monfasum Burumbo and you for Echo. And only hear me decline. I did decline pay hear me no. Master near Tosumi, maybe I beg say tree casa. And I say a casa. Now some say a mood, a mupi. I can't keep a boy. Kwame, when you when it is a media,
just space.
Higher tea, Nana Kumiankwan and the near. Yeah, in our Sankwa. Oh, okay. But Kwame, when and was free when you free, no yet Manesika.
Yeah.
Now, Sikana Menyano. Midibi kwa koto spectacles mashe se ne be metumi aka adie ye anu no kabo
there be so the boy when you
enti se Ghana man ye sika yakope sika yakoye dumade yakonye sika ni yesi adie wei anyway ni adie a ye pese ye di sika no yo na se ye di sika no koyo a den na eyeka eka ni se ebia wakoto mobile phone with the FFF down chain. Wakoto the 10 CDs. No waton na when 10 CDs, no benya 2 CDs. Yes, what boka. Now when in wakoto space, this space now wakoto no a born ye dibia ka ho. Sani a ton no wakoto. Osi maboka, uboka saying. I want me tiasia ye papa. Enti akana yesi ya bono. Your board na no yes your body no yen church mu ni hu se eye ka ya bo enye sika ye de akoya de a ya dwene mu ehia se ye de koyo na ye de koyo na enya hu faso. That's my problem.
Question bisa se
but you put me bisa
Ghana Bank of Ghana board 2023-2022 debe na kan won.
Oh, so we need to be Google into the Google now.
So what? Who hear them Google like that? Who am see them na
me kai pa see me can't be pa and say Bank of Ghana no. You see, we be release sika into the economy.
Omo boka 20 debe na kan work.
Pacho.
Some we are now.
Omo here parliamentary approval.
Yes.
Bank of Ghana and parliamentary approval. And omo release sika e borrow so
5%.
A good economy, and no be na mekae.
Yes.
And a failment to follow regulations, failure to follow constitutional provisions and so on.
But the kind one can
different from ECA.
Yes.
So I think it's important to separate the two.
Mention now can
Catch me.
Now there now can fire independence no. Bank of Ghana independence.
Me tiwe. So me na me Ghana me my Bank of Ghana independence. Because Bank of Ghana no obian to a bank yi governor. So ombeye yisika semaya ya baya ya to ababa no a onu na hwe yisika se no Bank of Ghana independent. In principle no I don't support that idea. In principle I don't. But however, enu ni mbra ye di aduma sisi. Me madwin no nya no na di aduma. This is the order today.
Kwesi, interestingly, you know, me page 12 of Ghanaian Times. Now, page 12 of Ghanaian Times, so me the another voice say Professor Ebo Texan, or your economist, University of Ghana, or say the losses recorded by the Bank of Ghana in its 2025 financial results contributed to broader economic stability. Ono so na drink channel.
Kwame, we dey meba ho, medu ho. Me kika ba medu ho yina.
Okay.
Kwame, enti e kana ese ya board me nti ase da. Ele se me ti ase enye yi.
Okay.
But Masa Kwame mpacho me srebisa.
Me too.
Anopa metre han makan Joe Jackson, your kind. Na empenifo bebre ni omuka zi akwa working kind baako. Kwame, ye miansa yeti he wuka ho enan.
Yeah.
Ye do kotra Bank of Ghana. No more receipts ni na ye sua begu anim. Ye sua more receipts, one more expenditure ni ade na ye sua begu anim. Se kire se omu nyamfaso adan so bonya nyamfaso bitimi akire.
Me hu ye.
Me meti he me hu ye.
Enya badwuma.
And if there is such a dispute, how is the dispute resolved? Me imagine Kebani sir MPP for say can here 44 billion, NDC about 16 billion and so on. Why? Parliament Parliament embrashe bedwam. Ana kese wo mu tena ho no hwehwe wo mu nim die kokan financial and audit firm and I say institution be a work credibility. Say kohwe mu na be ka kire eni ehu nokura wo. Na ne ye politicians sorry say 16, politicians be sorry say 30, politicians be sorry say 44 and so on. How do we arrive at the empirical evidence? It would not establish the truth. It would not establish the facts. Nti se penukura no pa hu a say ade no etisanya let parliament take appropriate action, credible institution a proper auditing and so on, and as review auditing na Bank of Ghana for so moye no ne fa mbeto no bia hu say nukura ni
na nye the same parliament na NDC MPP.
But beyond parliament, what other institution do you have? And your parliament credible financial and audit institution. No munya o mo report do mo fa mbeto ni ehu fili gani ni ehu no kra wo. Masa wonim
ka jere
me asamu ade bia me kan akwa me wo so na me fa so ye me dancing ni
me
so me sa GDP per capita income ni sa ni mo no me fa nya dba kwa me say wudu so de bia me sa na me ka titi nye ne
o kan ya che
me kan ya che e san se puto ka se mo no eno no ye statistical average no o can na bom na divided by a certain factor no it hides the true nature. And for example say bana se betrana se ka say oh afi etwamu per capita income no enyini so much on am channel what does it actually mean? Because for all you know 1% of the population can contribute to an over 100% increase in per capita income when 99% do not benefit from it. It means find that on am channel anunti and 2000 yeah campaign President Kufuor said show bottom
was sitting
bottom ni na kisi okro na onam cheno enu ne hia it means our statistical averages no mean shut down fanya djuma. But the reality is that Omaya Iwomi and many other nations across the world institutions for what when we just calculations now yadi gauge nyoma me fan gauge nyoma but yadi gauge nyoma. One of those institutions here, Ghana Statistical Service. Every month, Omuya report. 6 months, Omuya report. 1 year, Omuya report. And in the BSI report, you know, my year now, Mudi figures are brand. Figures da. Let's challenge the figures on a scientific basis. And I'm sorry. One more Nabeka says inflation, yes, and I'm 3.3. Yeah, Betty Binum 3.5, but figure me 3.3%. And you be a nukra Nasa Nukra. Say Nukra, it is so easy to calculate. Again, I'm with the good basket now with the calculating inflation. What are the indices you use and so on? We can have that empirical scientific argument. And then Nukra near Gumon Masi. Professors Ekukudamuya who kinkan womu and Yoma Makikan in Matronia day.
Yeah.
They are not challenging the inflation figures, are they?
No, they are not
challenging. Institutions I can see a work Ghana economy, Legon, University DNA, Obian challenging the rate of inflation. And the rate of inflation represents a dear Juma and not necessarily a dear Juma. Of course. You can't say rate of inflation na reducer. I don't just say biara walk off from average as usual and so on. Inti I can't say na ka yako yenim. Masa Kwame.
Kwesi.
Pacho. Hwe ayi dollar ni cedi no. About former be do 10 cedis.
9 plus crap.
Okay, 10 cedis to $1. Asan peja biom.
Yeah.
No crack. Fili. No credit that who ya who she ye aside peja bi so say na meti tinu say apartment ho wa nya e be kosuru bi on am che no identity na akoba no sa me madwene mu me class one adwene mu no am me dwen no Kwame
Kwesi
economy no na say o mai ni sika samu no. Sometimes the driving factor is commodity prices. Me who say American actually, but the driving factor is commodity prices. And you say, oh, manage economy, no. That's the indications no start to say show positive signal. Bisa who say at the end of this are positive signal over. So commodity prices there in the day. It sounds like commodity prices no unpredictable. BBS here, a bit necessary.
Yeah.
Afghanistan will be got to one year, na commodity prices, na consistent. A Strait of Hormuz, it means some commodity prices, and so on. American.
Yeah.
And the commodity prices, no, normally, and that there, as a Yajinaso Pampi, Eddie boy, a home sabrane, and as it dibu attain etianipa. Yeah. Last time I met I said 2 weeks ago and I said 3 weeks ago. Kwame Ubeka me no. Not fits for a prediction be. Fits.
Yeah, also my prediction said.
No my prediction be say. Sir Strait of Hormuz in somewhere kukoso petroleum prices and shut down Kagana kesi.
Yeah.
Bekaya.
Yeah.
One more as what they say. Price of gold, you know, by close of the year, we do $4,800 per ounce.
Until we can rely on that.
And no, and at the fact that Ghana is a net producer of crude oil near the balance here at the back socket here. Kwame, bisa I say, na nyebia if by the end of the year, no gold price na nusa ni omo predicting na. Because we are not in control of the gold price. They determine gold price. Indeed, that is how I want to see the economy. Me, my dream with dear. Minyayanka, Ghana, a new ma ye war, a good year ye war, ye japadia ye war near Diano. it will belong to us. Now you are exploiting for the benefit of the people of Ghana. That's the only way out of this economy. Meanwhile, no, MPP abanyo, NDC abanyo, obian for a program better it will make us masters, controllers of our natural resources and the sole beneficiary of the exploitation of our natural resources. That is the problem.
And on that problem, I am starting to wrap up.
Oh, Kwame, chairman.
But one man, me chairman. Into what hand the man me chairman? Say me, oh chairman. That mean yes, sir. Yeah, me to me yes, sir.
Kwame, you round up.
My poor monana because.
Oh, because I was here round up. What's not our dream?
Debbie, me say me na me round up. Me can't say yen.
Oh no, my yes, you round up. Not if you round up.
Into me ma 1 minute then Obeka. Obeka say so.
Oh, 1 day, sir.
Aha, there you go. Into na me na me round up.
Mami 2, sir. Hey,
then we are not Mami 5. Man na could be we are not Mami 5.
Me would me petre.
Me too.
Kwesi Emma speech be. Saturday no ko demonstration against Bank of Ghana.
Me ko demonstration against Bank of Ghana.
Na me kasa kra won tie me kasa ni ye. Ma kasa wa ko demonstration. Me say
na sa no wo mo ko demonstration.
I don't
demonstration against Bank of Ghana.
Me kasa won tie asem ni ye Kwesi Pratt. But me say Kwesi Ukoma speech. But they no me no free. And the money be our kind. Now the support can see a Bank of Ghana on losses. But today me no free. Well, now Kwesi can say controversy bar. You need a neutral body. Now Parliament here was say Kwesi Ubekai. God board in some by in ESU Parliament in Yenshim. And this our Parliament here was say with the majority and Kofu way. They are not interested in accountability and transparency. So, in Parliament would have been the best platform, but God board in Shishemu also among Penimia. Radia China Gomasa now so big profits. Yan Shishem Sunny who said I buy and so Musi Debbie. Nti baby I want to say. Anna sa inflation because I'm the say one cause our cancer statistical average. So and you spend this KP Bank of Ghana government after government to control inflation and now to bring the value of the dollar down. But Kwame, yes, I may free TTO. Yenne. To be honest, oh man, inflation not bad. And then the first time inflation single digit.
David.
And then the first time.
David, but we are the lowest in a long time.
But and then the first time single digit is a yenye biacha. But
3.3
I say single digits.
Single digit.
And I'm saying that, but this is the lowest. We're the lowest in a long.
Fine, but we are not single digit, 7%, 6% na ken.
But 3.2 there.
But
3.3 there.
Problem in the say na Kwesi it. I didn't know yentimi engineer. You man asa koso yenya single digit ida na koso. CD ne ho de na peja na bafom. I yo swing. Time is so I don't say go up and down.
No, 2 minutes national.
Emre do say yenye niema ebetimi ama inflation na bafom.
Na
akaho. Ne be ma dollar no bo abafom na CD ne nya ho de ma akaho. That make sense. Nti sa sikaya yedi your friend open market operations dollar now a cost near the dollar kakra kuchem dollar now say near the yes sterilization near the inflation and yes sustainable yen call into Kwesi Podosi Ghana for we should take control me put there you have to go into production tebe nema dollar yi boy a cost de bia na si na wodin ba form na nema bo cost if say nema na ye kra ne doso sugar Nyankopon chade your factory and also intimi operate. And here this secure open market operations. Almost more than $1 billion. Chicken. chicken I crow if you are butchery, but it doesn't by far than yeah, because I want me.
You can't touch that area.
It's young train near my betimia, yeah, Bema City now, what then? A general.
Nana come my men are say,
Grammy does it.
We have been back at 2 minutes and also upon.
Oh, men so make us at 3 minutes, said the Alkina.
Miss it too.
Now, I'm in your deposit of Becas at 3.
Nana could be as of
what is through Nana time?
Okay, bravo,
yeah,
made us say now. In some in them say, okay, now I see a basic pancroso. He say, Nana Akomea can be say, Yamomo, they say inflation, no. You better be a maintaining, no. Say, be at lowest. Instead of say, young crying in I am basing in Adune, Asia. Now, Omo, no count 17 open market operations, no. And one year go see. Inti, young says a Bank of Ghana, Koye Bribi. Na be a one sick as some word be to guy. Yenya said the Americans won about Canada. Near maintain this.
Almost on my book.
Oh, the art. Said the old person what can the young cadets are. Say, what be boom of the eye, name boom. Inflation never from. So, Bekaya, Professor Mills time. Inflation about 34 months. Lowest single digit. Yenya be Wukrumu or Mangi Muda. Bepimus Abri. Yamumpai. Na me can't children and Akomea share 180 and a minority. MPP from Kuran said, and namely import cover your woman, Yanya crowd, Yanya about 13.8 billion for 6 months in import cover. Say, emergency be at to your woman, you bet to me the aboy. Yan share one eye, yes, Casem so to force in the Bank of Ghana. 1 year one, no more than says, I be ever con and
import cover
13.8 billion. Pring Yameno Casay. Yeah,
which is the Bank of Ghana reserves.
Yes.
Reserve no now can.
Yeah, reserves.
There be import cover.
What's it?
Import cover. There has to be. It has to be a period.
No, but
Nana Akomea be to name.
Playing 4 months of import cover.
6 months.
5 months.
Mrs. 6 months.
As okay,
6 months. Yes. And the amount finance minister Ekan say, on my home by next 2028, you know, you bet to me about 15 months of import cover.
Some better
9.1. You better 9.1, and also now 2 to 3 months.
And I'm on gold.
Yes, gold in the year to be a count. And the background,
gold no, they are increasing.
Yeah,
and Pacha was happening in Yinano. Why? In Yinano.
Bravo, yo. Near Kwesi Kaya made that back on the show. What's a young more than na ye natural resources na ye wono ye mo ho ban ka ye magana fo entumi manage wa dan fo Ibrahim Mahama na anu ya ne nsaka diamond di no otumi mobilize nyina wan fa bia nkwa ama no ne e no de ama ban no watonga magana ban e ma sike wo mu ne enya dollars e ye cedis mpremprenyi e na tikurom ha enti mfaso biara e beba no e wo ha me ne bra Kwesi ya adwene si ye bo modern de bebre ka ho ne ye de nyina hini ne ade a akai ka ho man ni epo na chi do man na fuaso na so fuaso ni Ibrahim Mahama be ye nyina no sasikari nyina betai ha ye hwehwa afufuro ni ye mfa hye won sasa sadia edrimu nhwe no ngani ehwamo Mahama asem ni say big push no nki ye de magana fo titiriw won atubi aye ho adwuma enne road minister Buakofu contractor ba ko ye Ghana ni say wo de adwuma ma no over 6 months di ye ko ho na ground zero ye hwe say Ghana fo no so ye de adwuma no hye won sa obetumi execute na ma ye nyina
me da say Kwesi yampo na o
me kitu e bi na me de 2 seconds kra na me de ka ho kwa
me je Kwesi
kwami dama so mo ye Ibrahim Mahama so mo ye ke danu yi da pe ye twam me hu say Ibrahim Mahama odi asida kese pa e ma na Akufo-Addo so ono na obo anu maninya diamonds into diamonds no yen hwe na ankoye MPP versus NDC
na yawe ti onya de obeka
because me ti pass Ibrahim Mahama